Hi everyone, welcome to session 2 of how to edit your own videos. If you didn't watch the first video, make sure to go watch that. It's very, very important because we're going to continue off from that video. But let's go ahead and dive in and let's jump into DaVinci Resolve because I think a lot of you are going to use it because it's free. So in the last video, we made a folder called DaVinci Resolve Projects wherever you saved it on your computer. Just remember where that folder is and we're going to open up DaVinci Resolve. So go ahead and open it up. And from here, you're going to see your projects. In the last video, we made the organization project. You do see some footage here. Yours probably looks like this, but don't worry if you don't see any footage here. That's perfectly fine. Double click on the organization project and it's going to open up and look like this. There are a couple of different things you can do down here, different formats of the user interface. Let's just go ahead and make this easy and keep it on the cut interface. Now let's go over what these different windows are. The media pool right here is where you're going to organize all of your footage. This window right here is called the project monitor, and this is where everything you edit together is going to go output right to there. We're going to cover that in the next video. And then down here is your timeline. We're also going to cover that in the next video. But let's talk about making bins. Now, bins are the things that you store your footage and your media inside of while working in DaVinci Resolve. We call them bins because back in the day when they had film on film reels, they put those reels into bins, and it's kind of an homage to keep the history alive. So if I right click here and hit new bin, a bin is going to show up and you can name it whatever you want. What we want to do is we want to correlate these bins to our folders that we have in our DaVinci Resolve project. So if we go all the way in here to Resolve Projects, Users, Guest, Projects, and we made that organization project in the last video, double click on that and then double click on organization files. When you double click on organization files, you should have exports, footage, graphics, music, and SFX. Now take some footage from your phone or if you have anything on your computer and throw that into your footage file right here. I'm going to go ahead and take some video that I shot today and I'm going to copy it. And we're going to go ahead and pop it into that footage folder right there. So double click in there and paste it right in there. Okay, now if we go over to DaVinci Resolve, let's name this bin. You can double click it, name this bin footage. Now, if I double click this bin, it's going to put me into the footage bin. So I can go back over here and hit master. Master is you can call it the master bin, but it's not really a bin, it's just the media pool. This is going to have all of your bins in here. And if you double click into footage, now you're going into the footage bin. So what I want to do is I want to link this footage into DaVinci Resolve. And you do that by simply click and dragging. And it's going to show up with like a prompt. It's going to say, hey, do you want to change the frame rate? We'll talk about frame rate and stuff in another video. For now, just say don't change. So if you look in the footage bin, we now have some footage. And if we go back into master, we have our footage bin, double click. And now if you open up that bin, this is where our footage is. So if we go back to master, we can make multiple bins. So if we right click and hit bin, we're going to make this one SFX. Let's make another one. We're going to right click bin. We're going to make this one music. And then if we right click again, make a new bin, we're going to call this one graphics. And then this is really, really important. Make another bin and call this one timeline underscore sequence. For now, we'll just call this timeline sequence. I mean, you could just call it sequence, but there's a reason why we're going to use this. I'll show it to you later, most likely in the next video. Any content you make for your video, you're going to store all of them into these folders, and then you're going to link what's ever in these folders to these bins inside of DaVinci Resolve. And with that, you're done with your organization. Let's go back over to Premiere Pro, and I'll show you how to do the same thing over there. Okay, in Premiere Pro, on our last video, we made a folder called Premiere Pro Projects. Go ahead and open that up. And in our last video, we made a Premiere Pro template folder that had a bunch of different folders in there and a Premiere Pro project. We copied and pasted it in here and we changed it to organization. And to keep things from being really, really confusing, let's change this folder name to My Project. And we'll go in here and we'll go to Premiere Pro Project. And then we're going to change this name to My Project. I'm only doing that because organization, it's not a really good name for a project. I just realized, and I Probably should have done that in the last video, just change it to this. You can name this whatever you want, but I just don't want to confuse anybody. So now that we're here, let's open up my project and take a look. Okay, now that you're in Premiere Pro, your windows may look different than mine. That's because I work a lot in Premiere Pro and I kind of customize my UI to make it more comfortable for me. So to get on the same page, go up to Windows here, and we're going to change the way that the user interface looks. Go down to Workspaces and go over and drop down to Learning and click that one. This is going to keep things pretty simple, and we'll just go from here. Down here in the project area, this is where you're going to be putting your bins. If you want to open this up a little bit more, you can go to this line right here until your cursor changes. Click that and drag it over. And you can make bins by clicking this bin icon here, and then you can name it whatever you want. Let's delete that one, and I'm going to show you another way that I think is really cool on how to make bins. If we go into File Explorer and we go back to where our template folders were that we made earlier, and let's say we wanted to bring footage, graphics, music, and sound effects into our project, you can literally click those four, drag them in here, and it will create the bins for you. I'm not sure if DaVinci Resolve can do that. I tried it earlier. It didn't really work, but maybe I was doing something wrong. But I know you can do it in Premiere Pro. Now, the cool thing is that any footage or any material that you had in these folders, if they're in there and you bring them into Premiere Pro, they will carry over. So you will be able to link those assets. And I'll show you right now. If we open up footage, there's nothing in there. Now, if we get rid of these bins, and I go and grab some footage that I shot earlier today, let's copy that and go back over into my project. Let's go into my footage here. We'll paste it in there. And now if I go back and I click footage, graphics, music, sound effects, and I bring them all in here, and I open up footage, you're going to see that that video also carried over. If you want to make another bin without having to hit this icon here or drag folders, you can also right click, hit new bin, and you can call it whatever you want. And if you're wondering if you could do bins within bins, yes, you can do that, and you can do that in DaVinci Resolve as well. I probably should have mentioned it. But if I wanted to make a bin in the sound effects, I could hit the bin, and if you go in there, there's a bin that's a bin within a bin. And that about covers it for simple organization. In the next video, we're going to talk about bringing your footage into the timeline, and we'll start manipulating a couple things to make your very first video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in session 3 when we look into making something called a sequence. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.